Thank you for joining us here at Gravity Throttle Racing at the Great Sand Dunes.
Thank you, Aaron. You're watching the High Lift Pickup Smackdown Finals. And we've witnessed some incredible action just to see who gets here.
My name is Aaron Take in the gold jacket.
And I'm Richard Gere in the white jacket.
Let's meet our finalists. And first, we have Layla with Arlo Racing. She qualified 27th, but has found another gear and is poised to leave a dirty diaper with her competition. Next up, we have the Mad Mullet from the Wichita Diecast Racing League. He qualified 10th in the time trials and continued to display consistency and poise on the landings in the semifinals. Now you're looking at Arciatics with Team Arciatics. He qualified number 3 in the time trials and is lightning quick out of the starting blocks. And finally, the overall number 1 seed in the time trials, it's Blue Line Racing. And Blue Line continues to meet expectations as he has displayed lots of dominance. Can he hold it together for this final?
And if you're new to Gravity Throttle Racing and the Great Sand Dunes, this is the beginning. Right out of the gates, they have to make their way over rocks and logs, especially this tricky area as they start downhill and toward the sand dunes. Now, over the sand dunes, it may look smooth, but it's actually quite violent. And then they have to manage their way over a little bit of quicksand there, and into the pretzel turn they go. Speeds continue to pick up, but the drivers have to stay on the course as they accelerate and enter onto this half pipe. Now, it may look smooth, but it's very tricky. They've got to keep the nose forward, especially through the finish line, and then they jump over the train. If they land on the wheels, they get an extra point.
Richard, don't forget to tell the audience about Billy's train ride.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Well, the seeding, first of all, 1 through 4, that puts Blue Line closest to us. Lights are green. Race 1 out of 8 has begun, and we'll tell you all about Billy's train ride in a minute. But first, Arciatics is making this race his very own. He is well ahead of the others over the dunes, and look at the speed he's got. BLR just about spun out. He managed to keep control, and it's going to be an easy victory for Arciatics. Here come the others crashing through the finish line. You can see how Arciatics had a smooth jump and is on the other side. These 3 will not get an extra point. And nope, neither will Arciatics, as he did not land on his wheels.
Are you tracking? Now, Track BLR, look at that incredible save. Now, he's been doing that all competition. All the other drivers have a nice smooth transition. It's in fact a very smooth race down the valley. But the Mad Mullet, as he enters the half pipe, finds himself out of control. The others, they also are out of control, and there's quite a crash at the end. But Arciatics takes first place. He has 5. The Mad Mullet is in second with 3. Look at the bottom, and you'll see if you take out Billy's train, it is a +2.
Yeah, thank you, Aaron. So, folks, we're moving right along. Here's race 2 about to begin. Billy's train, he's offering rides, and right now ducks are the big fans. They ride on his train. He just built it too close to this racetrack, so if you knock it out, you get 2 points. As race 2 has begun, Arciatics had the lead, but there goes the Mad Mullet on the outside lane, and he is now the one in command. BLR is in second place, and a little trouble there with him as he and Layla bump. And it's going to be the Mad Mullet onto the half pipe. Nice control as he leaves the jump. Where are the others? And he's got a 17-second time. Arciatics is on his backside. Has everyone crashed? And the answer is yes.
All right, race fans, take a look very carefully at how violent the reactions are with these trucks as they're making their way down. And that's what caught BLR. You see him get slowed up as they enter the pretzel turn. Layla is really fighting to keep the lead, and BLR keeps pushing. That's what gets them stranded there right before the valley area. Oh, and there is Arciatics. What a smooth ride and an easy second place. Unfortunately for him, it stops right by the snakes. Now, for the Mad Mullet, he comes over and almost lands on his wheels, but no extra points have been granted yet. However, the Mad Mullet, I'm sure, will take 5 points as a gift from the other drivers. Let's go to race 3.
Aaron, you know, it's quite a sloppy beginning to a finals race. For these drivers, keep in mind, folks, they are the ones that have outscored the other drivers to make it here. Race number 3 is underway. Mad Mullet has a nice little peek into the lead, and Arciatics is up there. Now here comes Layla. Layla and Arciatics, no, it's very close, but Arciatics stretches a bit of a lead. Layla and, oh boy, Layla and Mad Mullet are going to tangle it up, and Arciatics pulls out in the lead. Now he's on his backside, but he crosses the line in first. BLR takes second. He sneaks in. Oh, that's Layla. Layla caught the train. And folks, that's going to be an extra 2 points.
Now, we know that Layla was in the lead over the dunes. But unfortunately, through the quicksand, she slowed up, and that allowed the Mad Mullet to pull ahead of her. But it was BLR, and he has been very fast on the lower part of the course. He proves it once again, comes through in second, Mad Mullet in third, and Layla takes fourth.
Whoa! Wow, look at all that bouncing.
The Mad Mullet was the only one to land on his wheels. Now, extra points are going to be awarded this time, and if you look at Mad Mullet, he gets a +1 for landing on his wheels. That will differentiate him from Arciatics after 3 races. Layla pulls up to 4.
After 3 races, and hey, race fans, here we are, race 4, the race before halftime. It's paramount that Layla and BLR get ahead and get some points. Another fast start by Arciatics, and he's got a lead over the dunes, over the rocks and logs, and BLR is up there. Mad Mullet in third. This is going to be a tricky one. Can BLR pass him? Oh, and there's an accident. He's crashed out. And my goodness, race fans, we have a quadruple DNF. Look at them all lying there. Layla just about pulled it off.
Well, Richard, this calls for an instant replay.
Well,
but first I want to make everyone aware that we will re-race all 4 of the drivers when they have a crash.
That's right.
There is no finisher. We have to re-race. But we want to show you on the instant replay just how violent it all was.
Aaron, we had some pretty spectacular crashes during semifinals, quarterfinals, but a quadruple DNF, come on! And the drivers have launched their way from the start gate. It's a nice beginning for Arciatics. BLR is right up there. They look dead even. And here comes the Mad Mullet right behind Arciatics. Oh! Once again, Arciatics is on his backside. BLR is flying through the finish line.
Wow.
And there is Layla taking second place.
Yep, but I got to tell you there, Richard, these 2 drivers, they needed a break, and they got it. And here is where it started. A shallow angle into the pretzel turn is what caused Arciatics to flip over. And that's all it took for BLR to use his speed on the lower part of the course for an easy finish. Now, unfortunately, BLR was unable to land on his wheels, and we know that Layla got stuck in the coal train. But now, as we get ready for the halftime, Layla has pulled up to 7, and the Mad Mullet holds just a 1-point lead.
Hey, race fans. Well, it might be halftime, but don't you go away. We've got some exciting future tournaments we want to talk about. And take a look in the background. We've got tons of pickups, 16 more for the Class B racing that's coming up next.
All right.
We're going to give you a little more insight. But
Richard, look at that. That's one of them.
That looks like the Geico Gecko is giving Mr. Bean a hard sales pitch.
So when are the Group B trucks going to start racing? And what's the format?
Okay, well, with the 16 drivers, we've divided them up into 4 groups. From the left to the right, you'll see each of the groups. Now, the trucks in the front, they are the top seeds of each of those groups. They will go through a 4-round race to determine the winner, and then those winners will race in a final. That's an 8-round race.
Okay, so what about the other cars in the front there, Richard?
I'm glad you asked. Well, first of all, we're going to have a Formula 1 race on the dunes. That's right, it's time to take F1 to the dunes. Now, the next time we go to Shavana Mountain Raceway, we are bringing back Rag and Wagon, but this time it's for the rookies.
Yeah, I heard that the drift pad is going to be updated too. What do we have here?
You're looking at a McLaren W1. We're going to have a supercar, bubble canopy only race. Oh, and finally, we're going to have a delivery van race on the dunes. And believe it or not, it's going to be sponsored by J&J's Treasures here in Wichita, Kansas. It's a local diecast store, and they are fantastic. You need to get in touch with them, go on their Facebook page, check them out. Now, they're going to enter the race, and anyone who does is going to get some discounts. But our producers are going to buy the prizes from J&J's. I know that much.
Wow, Richard, well, that's a lot going on. It's no wonder I don't get any vacation.
Well, fans, don't worry about Aaron. He is getting vacation. Listen, we're 4 races away from crowning a champion. The seeding has changed. The lane assignments and the pairings are different. As we are gearing up for race 5, and BLR doesn't waste any time. He has a lead with Layla right close to him. And Layla's fading a bit, though. Here comes Mad Mullet and BLR. Oh, no! BLR's crashed. And we've got more damage, and now Mad Mullet's going for a ride. It's a tractor pull to the finish line.
Richard, this is crazy.
Oh my goodness!
I don't think I've ever seen BLR crash like that before.
Well, I want to know what happened to Mad Mullet.
Race fans, are you tracking? And we'll begin here with BLR in the lead. The other drivers are struggling to keep up, but it's always been very close. There's Layla, wrestling around the pretzel turn with RCAddicts, and she does a great job of fending him off. But trivial as it seems, somehow BLR, and then actually the Mad Mullet. Both of them hit the sidewalls of the track at an angle that caused both of them to flip violently. I mean, I can understand how Mad Mullet got flipped, but BLR is a real mystery.
I know. I saw how the Mad Mullet tried to get in the other lane, but there, he's on his side and still is pushed through for first place. So a guy who ends up crashing out gets a huge assist.
The Mad Mullet has 16 points, and Layla, taking second, is now even with BLR.
All right, race 6. Okay, fans, so Layla is now on the outside with BLR. Now on the inside, Mad Mullet and RCAddicts closest to us. Nice start by everyone, although Layla has dropped behind a bit. Look at how they all navigate over the rocks and logs well. RCAddicts so quick, and he's got the lead again over the other drivers. Oh no! And he's on his side! There goes BLR for the win, cartwheeling into the coal car, and Layla's gonna back around and do a back handspring.
Well, race fans, this should really tighten the scores. BLR needed something to happen in his favor, and it happened just as quickly as RCAddicts flipped over. Here you see BLR ahead of Layla, but it was RCAddicts who was ahead of everyone and actually had the opportunity for a first-place finish. Instead, he holds back the Mad Mullet, and Layla's having fun spinning around. There she gets over the hill and comes down for second. It is just a 4-point difference between all the drivers as we have 2 races remaining. Richard, I am really getting nervous.
Fans, I know a lot of you are getting nervous. 2 races remaining. What began with nearly 60 drivers. Here we go, race number 7. The all-critical, pivotal race number 7. RCAddicts once again pulls out in the lead, and Mad Mullet has fallen behind along with Layla. Now BLR, look at him. Oh my goodness, he is really stretching the lead. And how smooth can you get as he is already on the half pipe and through the finish line. Mad Mullet takes second. We're missing drivers, oh dear. There is an accident.
All right, race fans, are you tracking? It's time for RCAddicts to track something better than his hood. But unfortunately, race 7 spelled the doom for him. He could have had at least second place. Instead, he and Layla have to settle for a goose egg. I think this is going to define, Richard, who's going to take first and second, because the Mad Mullet and BLR, look, they are just 1 point apart, and BLR has taken the lead.
Every one of these drivers has really had to persevere through DNFs and goose eggs. And now, race fans, we're down to the final race. BLR is closest to us. Okay, Mad Mullet's going to be on the outside, and they're the ones fighting for first and second as the lights have now turned on. Third and fourth are going to be between Layla and RCAddicts. There we go. Lights are green. And RCAddicts has the lead. Here comes Mad Mullet. He pulls out in the lead. Ladies and gentlemen, he's got the lead on the dunes. BLR on the inside needs to make up some lost ground. Let's see how he takes the turn. Quite well, but it's Mad Mullet first onto the half pipe and through the finish line. Second place to RCAddicts, third to BLR, and Layla lands in the coal car.
First and second place will come down to who landed on their wheels. Look at BLR on the inside, just off the track as he's screaming along to keep up with the Mad Mullet. Now Mad Mullet gets pinched here, but BLR has a beautiful turn on the outside. There's that pinch, or at least the attempt, and BLR now on 2 wheels has to recover. The Mad Mullet holds himself steady. Let's see now. He is the first over the jump, and RCAddicts is not far behind. Now here, RCAddicts is going to smack that guy in the black tux. Oh, and it's Mad Mullet knocking Billy. I think that seals the victory. BLR landed on his wheels. Ladies and gentlemen, the Mad Mullet has won the Class A High Lift Pickup Smackdown.
Wow. He didn't need to hit the train. but a nice little cushion there. And look at RC Addicts. Second place finish, and he takes the bronze. Ladies and gentlemen, the third place finisher from the state of New York is RC Addicts. In second place, from Connecticut, is BLR. And the winner of the High Lift Pickup Smackdown from the state of Kansas is Mad Mullet. Stay tuned for some extra footage after the GTR logo.
Are you tracking?
Hey race fans, how you doing? This is Mark. I'm the guy who does gravity throttle racing. I have a lot of fun doing it. And here's just a quick behind the scenes. Well, you can hear the train. It's going in the tunnel now. And you're looking at two tracks, Chavano Mountain Raceway, and then up there, that's the Great Sand Dunes, at least where it begins. Here's where Chavano Mountain begins. I'll flip this camera around, I'll show you my train. It finally goes all the way around the room. And what you're looking at here is a bridge. So this is unfinished. This is under the sand dunes. Here are the 3 of the 4 of our finalists in the High Lift Pickup Smackdown. I think I'll grab number 4. And so you saw these 4. I wanted to point something out. This diecast racer is... Sorry, there goes the train, nice and loud. This is Mad Mullet. He's a local guy. I want to reassure all the builders that I do not allow anyone, whether they live 5 minutes away from me, or you're out in Connecticut or across the world, to come here and test any truck on this track ahead of handing it over to me. I know that's probably just me being a little too alert, but I wanted to make you all aware of that. Trying to show a little bit of integrity. This is well-deserved win, and all the others were equally impressive. Well, we're going to have a little fun here. As you see the train making its way around the room, you're also getting a point of view of the dunes that you've never seen before. And where did Billy's train go? There's Billy's train. Here they are, the final 4. One exhibition race. We click the key fob, and there it goes. There's Billy's train right there. Here comes the other train. You've got a outside view looking in, and there they are. BLR's in the lead. Here he comes. Oh no, he got slowed down. But he got pushed over, and he wins. There's BLR. There's Billy's train. And we have some crashes going on over here. This is what it's like. Just too much fun.
Hey Arlo, Kay told me you forgot to change Layla's diaper before the race. What's with that?